So Apple TV had their first baseball game, and it happened to be a Mets game. So fuck, I had to deal with this fucking shit. So I watched the game. I did not sign up for Apple. I know a guy. Yeah, right. I know a guy. He gave me the stream. Right. I know a guy. That's what we're going with. So I watched this game, right, and the announcers are just fucking terrible. Like, they're like, this is a towering shot, and it's like a foul ball. They're like, oh, this is hit really far, and it's a looper. Like, they're like a solid crack or whatever. I don't know. I don't remember the word she used, right? And it goes over, and it's a blooper, and they're like, solid. And then there was a sacrifice fly, and he's like, oh, there he is with the RBI single. And it's a sac fly. He got out. He caught the ball, right? Nimmo caught the ball, right? But in that same play, she corrected herself like the next thing later and acted like she never said the other one. I do like her voice, so that's a plus. But on that same play, Nimmo catches the ball, right? And she's like, oh, it looks like he lost it in the lights. Oh, that ball is sailing. Like, sailed away from him. So she's like, did he lose it? Like, did he lose it in the lights, or did the ball sail on him? Right? And then I think they all want to do things to Juan Soto, and I say do things and to be like friendly for this YouTube thing. But it's like Juan Soto's not even up to bat, and they're like, Juan Soto this, Juan Soto that. The Mets are batting, and they're like, Juan Soto. Did you know Juan Soto is in this baseball game? And then these motherfuckers start talking about Derek Jeter. Like, no one fucking gives a shit about Jeter. This is a Mets game. Like, fuck Jeter, right? Like, why are you talking about Jeter? No one gives a fuck about Jeter. And then, like, the whole first inning, it was like 10 minutes worth of ads. And then, like, they had a walk-up. Like, they played the walk-up music, and they say, oh, just like everybody asks, we have your walk-up music for you. And I think they did it like 3 times at the beginning of the game. So it was whatever. Yeah, so they did that, and it's like, fucking no one cares what their walk-up music is. Half the time you can't even hear it unless you're in the stadium, right? And they're like, oh, this is that. And then they kept using the wrong baseball terms. Like, I know I said they would call stuff weird, but they kept using the wrong baseball terms. And it's like, apparently the guy in the booth with them, I don't know his name, I don't really care. He played professionally, and it sounds like he doesn't even understand the game. And apparently he's played professional. And a lot of the times it sounds like he doesn't understand the game of baseball. But it was so awful. Like, and if you check Twitter, they're like, oh, you don't like it because there's women in the booth. Or they're like, oh, this is awesome, there's women in the booth. And it's like, I don't care if there's women in the booth. Like, they're not good. And apparently one's a writer for baseball. And she wasn't very good. But neither was the guy who played baseball, right? It's just an awful team that they have commentating. I do like one of the girls' voices. I think I said that earlier. But other than that, it's like it's not a good broadcast. And then let's actually talk about the broadcast, right? So they hit the ball, and then it takes so long for them to actually follow it with the camera and switch to the camera, and you're like, oh, the thing is that caught already. And then they put highlights on the screen, and they were fucking talking about the highlights, and they put in the very top right a very small screen of the play. So they're playing highlights while the game is playing. Like, it's fucking stupid. And they had little stats on the bottom right, which was kind of cool, right, in the beginning. And then I actually paid attention to it. And it's like, it's a 3-0 count, and somehow his chance of getting out goes up, right? He has a higher chance of getting out at a 3-0 count. What? Are you saying that because he's going to swing the bat? Most players don't even swing at 3-0 counts. They just take the pitch, and they have a higher like, I was like, what are these stats? Like, they're changing. They're going in the opposite direction when they have higher balls. Like, are you going from the players record on that count? Like, is that what you're doing? You're going off the stats there? Like, they had Brandon Nimmo, this a 7% chance of walk, right? Brandon Nimmo walks so much. He has an on-base percentage of over 400, like almost every year. And they're like, Brandon Nimmo only has a 7% chance of walking. And then he gets a better chance of walking when he's 0-2. Like, I understand Brandon Nimmo always brings it to a full count. Like, not always, but almost always brings it to a full count. But this is ridiculous with the stats. They don't make sense. And then, let's see. I already talked about how bad the broadcasters were. I talked about how bad the thing was. Yeah, I just really didn't like it. And it sucks that you have to watch it on this Apple TV. You can't watch it anywhere else. And what really, really, really sucks balls is the radio broadcast is 3 pitches behind the Apple TV. So I really, really hate it. And I can't sync up Howie and Wayne to this. I muted it I muted the game halfway through. It's rain delay, so we're in the top of the 9th. Who knows if it will start again, but it's really, really bad. And anyone who's saying it's good, based on all the interactions I've seen on Twitter, are let's just say people that are only saying it's good because there's women in the booth. It is awful, and I hope the Mets never have another Friday night game that goes on this Apple TV, because it was awful. And maybe they'll get better, but it's trash. And like, even the camera people are trash. Oh, there was a scene. There was one play, right? So they're up to bat, and they just zoom in on the broadcasters, right? And one of the broadcasters like, woo! And it's like, okay. And then they cut to the thing. The pitcher's already in his windup, and the pitch is released by the time they cut to the batter. It's like, fucking holy shit, you guys suck. Like, you don't have anybody, like, you don't have a good producer, obviously, because he doesn't understand that baseball's more important. And it was mainly just an ad for their sponsors, because half the time they didn't even fucking talk about what was happening in the game. They were like, well, if you go to Fungo Food something, I don't know. I don't remember the name because I don't care. I muted it. Fuck them. I don't care about your sponsors. Talk about baseball. You're the play-by-play for a baseball game. And it felt more like baseball was in the background and you were talking about anything else that didn't matter. Oh, the base is cleared, right? Bench is cleared. Bench is cleared, right? Oh, well, we're talking about the weather. You know, it's cold outside. Like, the benches are cleared. A 4th Met got hit in the first 2 games. 2 of them got hit in the face. And you're talking about the weather. Like, it's just awful. I hate MLB for getting this Apple TV deal. I hate Apple TV for being trash. And yeah, thank you, everybody. That was my rant. I'll see you in the next one. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and even follow my Twitch.